I want to start by first asking you to think about something that makes you happy. It could be a person, a memory. It could be a past life experience. It could be an object in your home or a favorite food. Whatever that is, make it something that is simple and top of mind. I want you to picture how happy you are by experiencing that thing, whatever that thing is. I want you to feel what that feels like. Feel how that courses through you, the energy that it creates. Think about where you carry that energy. Maybe it's a tingling sensation. Maybe you notice a change in your face. Maybe you just feel different. Or maybe you carry that somewhere in your body. Feel happy. Feel that thing that makes you happy. Powerful, isn't it? Instant, isn't it? That's a taste of what I mean by a concept called emotion mapping and tuning into your body's wisdom. Now look, it's really easy to do that when it's an emotion like joy, happy, excited. But it's a little different when it comes to emotions like feeling anxious, sad, angry, or depressed. So what I want to do is I want to walk you through a process on how you can use the very experience you just had in the first minute or so and actually allow the emotions that you feel, the negative emotions, the ones that are heavy, right? The ones that are holding you down on a day-to-day basis. Maybe it's what you feel when you first wake up in the morning, or ruminating thoughts that keep you up at night or distract you when you're trying to be present in your day-to-day life. I want to teach you how emotions actually help you tune into your body's wisdom. Emotions for a lot of people can feel like they just get the best of themselves. That no matter what emotion that you feel, once you start feeling the emotion, you are off to the races, on some downward spiral, and you cannot stop it. Have you ever had an experience in converse to having this real happy moment where you've had something that all of a sudden makes you really angry? Maybe it's a trigger, maybe it's a thought that you had of replaying a memory, or maybe it's a person that you ran into that is someone from your past. And before you know it, you're not only angry, you're having a really rough day. You feel tension in your body, you feel your heart race, you feel your blood pressure rise, maybe your face looks flushed, and before you know it, there's this domino effect where other things can happen in your day that can make you feel angry. You know what that feeling is. And it's so powerful to start to get attuned to it because emotions don't just happen to you. Emotions are also these magnets that draw energy towards you. So if you're feeling angry, well, you'll think about more things that make you angry. If you're feeling happy, you'll think about more things that make you happy. It can be that simple, but it can feel very difficult when you are consciously or actually unconsciously having these negative emotions that keep showing up again and again and again, and you don't know what to do. But it feels like they're very much dominating your life or constantly this undercurrent behind the scenes. A lot of the work that I do is with people who are carrying this emotional weight from their past. And it's an emotional weight that is so heavy that they are constantly dragging these emotions, and that can range anywhere from anxiety to depression to just a underwhelming sense of this self-loathing or insecurity or feeling unworthy or just wondering why they constantly feel unhappy. So tuning into these emotions is actually one of the first steps to really helping you realize that your emotions are like a compass for you. Your emotions are really the things that can actually be one of your best allies to help you recognize, am I going in a good direction here for me, or am I going in a not so good direction for me? Is this thing helping me or hurting me? Is it attracting what I want in life, or is it actually deflecting it? And emotions are one of many, many things that you can look at. But if you're finding yourselves getting stuck, if you're finding that no matter what you're doing, maybe you've tried some other tools and manifestation or personal growth or self-love and you're feeling stuck, we probably need to go a layer deeper. A lot of times when people are wanting to create a change on purely just feeling better, it's a mental game and they're so focused on their thoughts, but they need to focus on the emotions, on the magnetic force that emotions are. So I want to break down this process for you with a couple of really poignant questions and self-reflective practice to help you get deeper, to understand your emotions on a deeper level. The goal here is to really bring your emotions top of mind so that they don't happen automatically to you. Because if you can get your emotions to stop happening automatically, then you realize you can actually start to change and shift your own internal energy and chemistry. And that's a very powerful thing because emotions are magnets. They can attract the way that you're feeling, can attract things into your life. So let's make more of those emotions feel good. I always say that the first step to creating change is to first get really aware on how you're feeling. So one of the gifts that I want to bestow to you to take with you after consuming this is a very important question to ask yourself when you're feeling an emotion. Because a lot of times what ends up happening is you're in the same emotional state all of the time. For people who are anxious, it's very easy to feel anxious all of the time. I can speak from years of personal experience, having to retrain my body to not be anxious, but to be excited, to actually use that energy as a source for good. More on that in a minute. So think about what is that dominant emotion for you that you're holding on to, and ask yourself, if your body could speak, what would it say? What's that emotion that you're feeling? And most importantly, how are you feeling it? Where do you carry it? What does that create in a sense of tension, aches, symptoms that you're experiencing? I can't tell you how much on a coaching standpoint, when I've helped my clients go deeper on emotional healing, how they've been able to actually clear issues in their body by healing their emotions. It's not always the case, but I see it happen a lot because we have to hold our emotions somewhere. We don't hold them in our brain, we feel them in our body. So if your body could speak, what would it say? That question is necessary to start getting aware of what is your emotional compass currently telling you about your state, your way of being. What's the existence that you're currently living right now? Once you understand this, it isn't about just getting aware and now you're constantly aware of how much you're feeling the same emotion again and again and again. No, it's actually quite the opposite. It's about using this concept that I like to call emotional alchemy. It's about turning the lead of the negative emotions that you're feeling and turning them into gold and actually using them as a source of good. And the challenge with calling a positive emotion or a negative emotion those words, right, positive or negative, is that we're instantly giving a label or a judgment to it. So even as I'm using the terms positive or negative, when it comes to emotions, it's just an observation. It's not a label. It's not to make it right or wrong or good or bad. Anxiety, depression, stress, resentment, frustration, greed, envy, guilt, shame, right? Those are all quote unquote negative emotions. But it's just because they're on an opposite pole magnetically. They're an opportunity for you to observe. If my body could speak, what would it say? So let's just get aware of it and observe it without judgment. You can give it a label as negative to recognize, well, how can I transform that into something else? But when you get caught up in the cycle of loathing, criticism, and judgment, which a lot of people do when they're feeling a negative emotion, that you're probably feeling again and again and again because it's an automatic process, it just makes the emotion worse. And it just makes the spiral go that much deeper. So how do you do this? I want to give you a very simple step that you can start to apply in your own day-to-day life and see how this helps support you. When you're feeling an emotion that in the past could feel like it's gotten the best of you, it's an emotion that you don't like, you can now ask yourself this question: how can this help me? How can this emotion guide me? How can this emotion help me do something different in what I'm doing right now? And I cannot tell you how impactful that can be for you. Emotional wisdom is everything. And it is also a Pandora's box, so go gentle in this process. But sometimes just giving yourself the gift of a simple pivot, and rather than feeling bad for feeling anxious, you can ask yourself, well, how can this help me? If I'm feeling anxious, can this help me with my planning? Can this help me in how I'm scheduling things out in my time? Can this help me in my perception? Am I really anxious, or am I just excited? Is my anxiety a way to self-sabotage myself from actually feeling joy and anticipating something amazing coming up? Right? Winner, winner. That's been me for such a long time, and it took me a really long time to actually re-identify with what this feeling was in my body and actually recognize that anxiety and excitement in my body feel exactly the same way. There's a tingling in my chest. I feel a tingling in my hands. Sometimes my fingers and toes actually get cold because there's so much energy going to my chest. But if I really think about it, it's excitement. If I really change the story, it's excitement. There's a lot of layers in how you can approach this, which is why I want to keep this question very simple. If my body could speak, what would it say? What's the emotion? Where are you feeling it? And then how can this help me? Is there something small that you can do differently? Is there something simple, a simple shift in the way you think or feel or act that can help that emotion feel softer? Maybe not have such power over you, or perhaps alchemize it and turn it into something that can be a lesson for you, a piece of wisdom, something that can help you change the momentum of your day to go in a totally different direction. So I want you to take these tools and apply them. Start using them in your own day-to-day life, and just give yourself this opportunity to first and foremost get in tune with mapping your emotions, whatever they may be. And focus on what that means present day. When you feel this emotion, ask yourself these questions. When you feel this other emotion, ask yourself the same questions. Try this process out. It's really about making it a conscious process. It is so easy to go through this world in a very unconscious way, getting caught up in the minutia and the monotony, but not actually changing the moments. Because it's what you do in the moments that gives you the momentum to create a really enriching life, to create something new in your life. And if you love how this feels, we can peel back that curtain and go even deeper. A lot of times the emotions that you feel present day, it actually indicates that there are unresolved issues from earlier in your life. Those could be childhood wounds or traumatic events or past issues or regrets that you have. For right now, take what I've learned. Let me know what your takeaway is below in the comments. Like this video, I would love to know from you. And if you want to go deeper, there'll be resources here where you could go deeper into this, and I can help support you on an emotionally healing journey. So your emotions not only don't have to dictate your day-to-day life, but no longer dictate how you see yourself. Your past doesn't have to dictate your future anymore. You're here now, and I'm here to help you. I'm so excited to help you. So I would love to learn what you got from this. And if you love this entire concept, the entire vibe of what this is about, what I'm about, how I help others, subscribe to this video so you can get the latest videos and notifications and when I'm sharing new content, sharing new resources for you to help you on your journey. Remember, with Ahana, it means new beginnings. And just like the rays of the sun as they rise every dawn, you have an opportunity every day to have a new beginning in your life. What will you do with today? I cannot wait to see. I'm sending you so much love and so much light.